Know with high-profile real estate executive Tom Diller. This show covers everything about today's market, from real estate, lending, investing news, market news, and more. The greatest thing is, hear from real estate market insiders and the market's movers and shakers. Be in the know with Tom Diller. Without further ado, here is the host of our show, Mr. Tom Diller.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're tuned in to KCQ.
Whoa, that was a party follow right there.
Yeah. Christina Robinson was grabbing my knee under the table. She was doing. I told her, stop. You're totally stressing me out here. I don't usually get stressed out when a good-looking girl grabs my knee, but I was just. She kept looking at me.
I did.
That was actually me grabbing your knee, Tom.
Joe, yeah, you do it too. You guys are like coming at me, both sides are QCK Live in beautiful Santan Valley.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh. And right before the show, we probably had about 25 phone calls for some shout-outs. I'm going to do that right now. Corinda from Myrtle Beach, thanks for calling in and thanks for listening. Susan from Augusta, Georgia. Beth from San Diego. Augusta, Maine.
Don't get that one wrong. She might be sending some lobsters down.
Yeah. Absolutely. Beth from my second favorite city in the Hawaii world, San Diego. You asked what my first is, and that's any city in Hawaii where I grew up. So there you go. Man. Juliana, happy 28th birthday out there in Westlake Village. I used to live over there in Thousand Oaks, so beautiful place. Wilhelmina from beautiful Trenton, New Jersey. Belinda from Death Valley, happy birthday to you, 34th. And Jacob from Phoenix, 19th birthday. So thank you all for listening and tuning in. We have just a totally cool show tonight. We've got a couple of great guests. I've got one sitting to my right, and we actually work together. She actually sits in the next cubicle from me. I'm not really sure what she does. She looks good doing it, though. She does it all day, and she works her butt off. But she's actually a new addition to First American Title. And shout out to Scott Goddard out there if you're listening, and all the management over there. We work out of the corporate office, so I've got the pleasure to work with Christina. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you, Tom?
I'm doing good. Why don't you lean a little forward?
All right.
So everybody can see you and hear you a little bit better.
Okay.
So thank you for coming. I know it's a little bit of a long drive, and you worked a long day.
I did.
Just like me, right?
Right.
So, and thank you for dressing up for the show.
You're welcome. Not a problem. Anytime, Tom.
I wasn't supposed to say anything, was I?
No,
she just got done having her hair done or something.
I would say, please come casual. You know what I mean? You got to be comfortable while you're on the air.
Well, Joe, he's wearing a color T-shirt. That means he's dressed up totally. So usually it's a white T-shirt.
I'm dressed up right now.
You know,
I've got my fuzzy pajama pants on.
He's got his fuzzy slippers on.
You want to touch him, Tom?
I do. Can I touch him?
Yeah, absolutely. Here you go. Thanks, Tom.
But anyways, thank you all for listening. We appreciate you, and we're going to have a great show tonight. Christina actually works in our investment department, investment relations department.
That's correct, Tom.
You want to talk?
Yeah, actually what I do is I'm developing the National Investor Relations Department out of Phoenix, Arizona. And we have a few different solutions that we do, but we've got national escrow to have one point of contact. And we've also got a national property research team that we have out of the Phoenix office. The national escrow team is actually out of Irvine, California. And I work very well over there with Lori Pacheco. She's my escrow officer, and she's got a huge team over there that's just awesome.
So what is national investors? Is it investors or investment? I mean, school me here. What is it? Who are you looking for? Who's your customer out there? And why should people kind of care?
Well, investors overall. I mean, I work with large hedge funds, large investors.
Gotcha.
Private companies. I also work with a small investor. So the people that have only one, or the average investor purchases roughly owns 4 houses. So those people.
So an investor's not like some big, huge multi-millionaire guy. This could be just your next door neighbor that buys a few houses. You work with those kinds of folks.
Absolutely.
All the way up to the tapes. Now, I saw in your. She gave me a list of all these questions. Says, Tom, start off by saying my hair looks good. So your hair looks great.
Thank you.
So thank you for question number 1. Question number 2 talks about what investors are currently doing now. Do they buy and flip, which means they buy them and they slap some paint on there and sell them? What are they doing in today's current market, and why is that a good thing? Because you hear a lot of people, we've had guests on the show that say investors, they push out the home buyer from buying the house, which really is kind of a misnomer. That's really not true all the time. Why don't we kind of talk about that a little bit?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because it is the perception that the large hedge funds come in and that they are purchasing all the properties, and the normal average Joe can't find a home today.
Right.
But the realism comes in, and our new home builder homes have gone up tremendously over the last few months since the inventory is low. The bank-owned inventory has gone down. So our pricing this year in Arizona alone has gone up. Now in accordance in Arizona. In parts of the other country, it's not going up at all.
Still kind of flat, right?
It's still flat. I mean, some of them are still dropping. A lot of areas.
The states that fell the hardest is going up the fastest because we have a lot to gain. So even though we may have gone up 25%, we're still pretty low. So it's still a wonderful place to buy. The rates are at what, 3.5%, something like that.
We like to say it's on sale here.
It is.
When we've dropped, we dropped over 60%, and we might have gone up 30% in Arizona, but we're still on sale, so it's still time to buy.
Right now. Somebody's phone's going off, and I told everybody to turn them off, and that's actually me. Oh, was that you?
No, that was not me.
And mine went off too, so I've had 3. Somebody texted me, says, I'm listening to you. So, somebody's listening.
Look at that.
Outstanding. So I kind of asked a question about investors. They've got a little bit of a bad rap. They buy a bunch of houses and push out first-time home buyers, which really isn't the case.
No, investors are coming in right now, and there's there's 2 different types of investors, basically. I mean, there's the people that buy and hold and the people that buy and flip. It's 2 different strategies. So for the buyer and flippers, they purchase a home, they try to rehab the home at a certain cost and sell the home and make a little bit of money. These people that are investors, the smaller investors that are doing this, they're doing it for a bit of money. They might make a couple $1,000s on a home. They might make up to $15,000 on a home, but they're not trying to hit a home run. Now, then you've got the buy and hold people. Those are usually the larger companies that are out there, and they utilize a lot of different types of services, and they'll always do that. So
now that's actually good for a neighborhood. Somebody comes in, buys a house, they fix it up nice and beautiful because they want to rent it and they want to make as much of a rental income as possible. So it's actually doing good for the neighborhood. They're actually beautifying the neighborhood. I mean, there's a lot of individuals out there that may have lost their home through whatever foreclosure, short sale, what have you, and they don't want to rent an apartment.
No, that's true. And a lot of people, since they have lost their home, their credit scores are low. So we work with a lot of people over at First American, a lot of partners that help with things like that. One of my close friends has a company, Build Perfect Credit. It helps those people that actually have been displaced out of their home through foreclosure, through short sale or whatever they've gone through. If they've gone through bankruptcy, helps repair their credit. So one day in the next 3 to 4 years, they will be that home buyer. The thing that we need to understand about that is that there's a lot of people that are displaced right now that can't actually purchase because credit-wise they don't qualify. So they're going to have to go live somewhere. Most of the time, people don't want to move out of their neighborhood because they have kids or that's the neighborhood they bought in, so they obviously like that neighborhood, so they want to stay.
Are you part Italian? You're doing this under the table and you're kind of dancing around with your hands, which is kind of cool. So.
Well, I'm like Italian. I'm like
you are.
I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way.
Joe, why don't we throw out the phone number? I totally forgot to do that, even though we're getting a ton of phone calls.
480-745-1033.
And you know what? Earlier, we kind of teased a little bit about on Facebook that we're going to be raffling off a home tonight. Actually, we're going to be giving you information about a raffle in a brand new house in Verrado. It's like a $225,000 house. And we have some gentlemen over here that you guys are going to want to see and meet coming up in just a little bit. And they're going to show you how you could possibly win a brand new home for just a few bucks, really. Or a car, or a bunch of TVs, or cash
just
prizes.
Just not that 180-inch flat screen, because I already won that, by the way.
That's right, we got your name on that. But a whole bunch of stuff, and they're doing it for charity and some other good things. So that's one thing. And I'm going to do one more shout-out, and Grace Senard, if you're listening, she may actually be calling in. She's the president of the National Association of Hispanic Realtors, and they're having their annual gala coming up on the 8th. So if you want more information on that, give me a call or call the studio and we'll tell you about that. But I tell you, if you're an investor like Christina's talking about, or you're a realtor, you're a lender, you're a banker, or anybody that's connected to the real estate market, credit repair people, I think last year there was close to 300 people at this event, so it's pretty cool. And I got a tux.
Oh, you got to love that.
I got a tux. It's blue ruffles because I wear blue every day, so it's got blue ruffles. And
is your date wearing blue, or are you taking a date?
I'm not taking a date because there's probably going to be a lot of single ladies there, and I don't want to piss anybody off.
No, I don't blame you.
Wow, I thought you were taking me, Tom. I already got my matching tux.
Your wife just texted me, wanting to know if I was taking her, Joe.
Gotcha. Well, we could take her too. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We have Farrah from Cleveland, Ohio, that would like to say something on the air.
Absolutely, Farrah. Thank you for calling.
Hold on just a minute. Let me put Farrah through.
Farrah, how are you doing? You're on the air. Hello, Farrah. You're on the air. I love your hairdo, Farrah.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Doing good.
Great. I was calling to give a testimonial out to First American.
Oh, outstanding.
For
Thank you.
Helping me out. I was in a bit of a bind, and most buyers out there probably don't realize how important it is to go with a company like First American, who is a large insurance underwriter, as opposed to going with one of the agencies, like your local title company. And because of First American, I had a title issue on a property that I was selling, and there was a lot of liens and judgments that didn't belong to me, or were liens and judgments that were paid off prior to escrow clearing from the initial purchase. So, and this is from the person I purchased it from originally. So I went to sell the house. I was unable to, because of those liens and judgments from the previous owner. And when my local title company, who acts as an agent, was unable to insure and handle the situation, I went to First American, and Lori Pacheco out there in San Diego, or Irvine, California, wherever she's located, was very helpful at removing the liens, and I was able to sell the property. So for those listeners out there who are wondering when it's time to get a title company, who they should go for with escrow, they should go with one of the larger companies in the nation. And I believe First American is one of the largest, if not the largest currently. And, it's just a real life story of what can happen to you if you don't get proper insurance. And I just wanted to, give a shout out to First American.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you listening and the call. And you're right, First American, actually in Arizona, I believe we are the largest when it comes to market share. Internationally, we're like top 2 internationally. So
I actually think that we're number 1 internationally, just because we have title China.
Okay, so nationally we're number 2, but internationally we are the largest. So we're just about everywhere. So thank you. We do appreciate the testimonials like that. We actually love it because First American lets us come here. Because we're out here spreading the word, and we do love where we work, and we love our company. So thank you for calling.
I would
Appreciate
also, if you don't mind, I'd also like to say something about Christina. She, I've referred her over to some investment friends of mine, and she's been wonderful. Her customer service and professionalism is top notch. She returns your phone call within 24 hours. So if you're out there and you have investment properties, I highly suggest calling First American and contacting Christina. You're not going to get better service.
Excellent. We love that. She is great. We love to have her aboard, and she's actually a great part of our team. So thank you so much again for calling, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Well, that's wonderful. He's your cousin?
Yeah.
You'll send him his check in a bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right on.
No, Farrah, thank you for calling. We appreciate that. We absolutely just cherish those testimonials because we do work hard, and we do enjoy what we do, and that's why we smile all day long, and we work hard, and we keep doing it. We wake up in the morning, we do it again, right? And again. And
you know what? I'm loving my position at First.
Yeah, the escrow officers here are great. The management, Jeanette Waller, Scott Goddard. I mean, all the folks over there, the folks in escrow, title folks, the attorneys. I mean, everybody. They're just pretty darn cool.
Yeah, everyone's really. They've just been great.
The people in HR, the people in what are those other departments? There's like hundreds of them. I don't even know what they are. I don't even know who they are. Yeah, there's tons of people.
There's lots of people
walking around smiling, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Right.
Just good people.
We love it.
But anyways, so one more little teaser. We're going to tell you how you may be able to get yourself a brand new home. They're going to be doing a raffle in just in the next couple months. So we're going to tell you all about that towards the latter half of the show. So please keep tuned in, and you'll hear all about that. We've got Armando sitting right behind me, just dying to tell you all about it. But anyways, let's get back to you and a little bit about what you do. So when investors come in, they either buy and flip, which probably isn't happening right now because of the values.
Well, people are still doing it. It's just a lot. You really just have to watch your margins, and you have to take a lot of things into consideration in order to get it done.
Right.
But it's basically the people that are coming in and the larger companies that are coming in, and they're putting together the rates that are the buy and hold. And these people are looking at the overall cap rate, which for those of you that aren't, investment savvy, a cap rate is the percentage that you're going to make on the property over the year's time. So there's a lot of things that go into consideration on that, because a lot of people, you have to consider that there's going to be vacancies, there's going to be repairs on your home, there's going to be things that come up that you need to
leaky roofs, toilets that flood.
Yeah, so those kind of things have to be factored into the overall how much money you want out of it on a monthly on a yearly basis. And so once you look at how much money you're going to be making monthly, percentage wise, you're going to they look at it. The buy and hold people, they're looking at it that they're going to be holding it for, there's a few different strategies. There's a 5-year hold, there's a 7-year hold, and there's 10-year holds out there. And that's the overall. So some people are going to start letting their properties go back out into the market, leak them out slowly at 5 years, because they're going to not only make, if they bought a $100,000 house, let me give you an example. In the state of Arizona, our average rate of increase on homes, on real estate, is 3% per year. So over a three...
That's traditional now. Does that still hold true?
Well, it hasn't, but it will. I mean, you know, over
as soon as all these little peaks and valleys kind of even itself out and just kind of slowly go like this.
It'll go. I mean, we've got over a 40-year history in the state. We have a 3% increase.
Right.
And all states have a historical average of what they increase per year. So they're looking, if they bought a $100,000 home and it increases 3% a year, and they're going to sell it in 5 years, well, they're going to make $15,000 on that home when they go to sell it. And with that, they're also making their 10% cap rate or 7% cap rate per house as those 5 years go by. So they're making, you know, a good amount of money back from their return. And then as you look at if they're keeping it for 10 years, that doubles their money. So they're not only making, if they have a 10% return, let's say, at that they're making $12,000 a year, but they're also going to make $30,000 upon sale when they sell it 10 years later after they purchased it. So it is a great investment strategy. Real estate historically in our nation has always gone up. I mean, besides the recession and right now, I mean, the 20s and right now, we've always seen a tremendous increase in real estate.
Right. Now, let's get back to the word investor itself. You're not looking for somebody to call you that wants to buy one house, or are you? Or are you looking for the folks that are buying multiple properties? You're looking for these large corporations?
Well,
what's your sweet spot? What's the? By the way, before I forget, I'm gonna do two more shouts out. One to Stacy Dupree-Perper, who just love her. I can see her on the chat up there. Beautiful smile. And Mindy, who is a local, who may be listening also. Mindy, how you doing? Okay, back to you. Sorry for doing that, but you get going 1,000 miles an hour, and I lost my train of thought. Plus, you're grabbing my knee again. So
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So, no, there's not really a sweet spot, Tom. I mean, you know, all investors are different. The average investor, there's 143,000 investors in the United States currently. Each of those have approximately 4 houses.
Now, how'd you find that number? Is this one of those things where you say 95% of the time, 45% of the people, or 20% lying, or whatever?
No, you know, it's a statistic out.
I just made all that up, too. I'm not sure what I'm talking about.
Out of the Private Investor magazine.
Okay, so these are folks that own more than one property.
They own more than one property. It's 143,000. That equates to about $2 billion worth of real estate that transfer hands every single year. So.
And how many of those 143,000 are in Arizona?
You know, I've never done that.
How many are in Maricopa County? What about right here in Santan Valley?
Yeah, well, there's a lot, Tom.
Probably like 0.5 in Santan Valley.
In Santan Valley, it's probably mostly hedge funds.
It's probably people like Joe. You know, he owns just compounds everywhere. He owns sheep, goat,
llamas,
ducks.
I saw the llamas. The llamas are beautiful.
Aren't they? No, they're not llamas. They're alpaca.
Oh.
He makes his underwear out of those alpaca. He shaves them once a year, and he makes his underwear, his bed sheets.
And you know
he
what?
made that shirt that he's wearing right now.
It's great because one time shaving both of them, I can make enough undergarments for me, Tom, and my wife.
And let me tell you what. And
let me tell you what, they're fuzzy and
they're waterproof.
Don't you have the alpaca thong on right now?
I do.
He usually always wears the alpaca thong.
The alpaca gets shaved twice a year. He gets shaved once a year, and they make a whole quilt out of his back hair.
That's nice.
You know what? And if you only use my back hair, you can make a pretty good sized quilt. But if you use all the rest of the hair, except off my head, of course, you can make a quilt and a complete outfit, like a jumpsuit.
That's sexy.
And Joe can't grow facial hair. That's back hair that they glue on.
I sent my first one to Elton John.
You did? Oh, he probably.
And he wears it. He loves it.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Yeah.
I hope you're having little kids watching. Do you?
Oh,
no.
No. Well, no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not that you're aware of.
Actually, my son. I did tell my son I was going to be on.
Oh, by the way, Frederick Meyer would like your contact information.
Oh, Frederick Meyer. Where's he from?
Do you know? I didn't even ask because 3 calls came in all at once.
And my apologies. Why don't you throw out your contact information, your office line, and your email address?
Yeah, my, I wish I actually knew my office line, and I would.
Is it
I
on
would
this
tell
card
you.
here that I have yours? It is not on the card. Your
No.
cell phone. So why don't you throw out your cell phone?
Yeah, my cell phone is area code 602-206-6550. My email address is clrobinson@firstam.com.
Okay, so 3 guesses. Middle name, Lynn, Lavender, Loquacious, Luwanda.
It's Lynn.
Oh,
Yeah, good one.
I don't think it's Lynn.
I was going to say luscious.
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 That's a very common name these
I
days.
really
Absolutely.
like lavender.
Yeah, lavender.
Lavender's. I was thinking
Lavender.
plumeria if it would have
That's
been a
fine,
P.
me too.
But
Yeah. Lavender's
Since
my
it was an
stage
L.
name.
Absolutely. What's the station number one more time there, Joe?
480-745-1033.
Excellent. Okay, so your question number 3 was mention that you're not married. So you're not married. Question number 5.
Wow, that says that on there?
It does. I mean, look at
No,
these questions. And
it
just,
doesn't.
Oh, Tom,
and
you didn't
she's
have to do that.
5'9". Asked me to stand up once or twice during the show. I'm not going to do that.
No.
Perhaps during the break.
Tom, you know what? Now you started it.
I'm sorry. Somebody's calling in and gonna.
great.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna ask you to marry them.
Right, I'm sure.
Do investors maintain insurance on properties? I'm gonna say yes, they do. But let's get back to the. I see number 9 is rehabbing. So, and that's why I had you on board here to dispel some of the misnomers. Investors are good for, I think, the economy because they fix these properties up. They revitalize a lot of the neighborhoods. So, talk about some of the folks that you work with routinely that go in there and just beautify the heck out of a property. I mean, how much money do these guys spend out of their own pocket? And
Yeah, the average cost that somebody spends on a house is normally, if they're fixing it up to, a higher standard, is 5 to 10%. I do work with a few companies, Bridgebuilt being one of them, and they come in and they fix the home up. They tear out the cabinets, they tear out the linoleum, they repaint, they put carpet in,
Right,
they put
right.
granite countertops in every
Right.
home, they put all new fans in, all new lighting, so they make their house look better than the one next door.
it doesn't look like a rental because rentals have like linoleum and just, Formica countertops. They make these things look beautiful because
Absolutely
they want them to
beautiful.
last and they want to attract folks that don't want to be in apartments. Not that there's anything wrong with apartments. If you're living in an apartment, cool, good on you. But if you want to get back into a house, you have a lot of the connections. They can certainly get a hold of you to talk to you about that. But again, you run the investor division for the entire company, right? Or for the Southwest division, which is based in Scottsdale.
It's based in Scottsdale, but we're national. It's
Right.
a new division, Tom. Is what I did is I came to Scott and Jeanette, who you mentioned earlier, and said, hey, investors are being ignored in this market space. And kind of told them about what I've experienced. I had my own company before I came on board with First American.
Right,
And I
right.
realized working...
You sold popsicles?
I did, yeah. So I realized working with lots
No,
of
she's had a lot of companies, and I know you've got a wonderful background. That's why you're here. So
Yeah. Well, I working with investors over the last 6-7 years,
Right.
I realized that what happens is investors are being ignored, and because of the fact they have to work with different title companies all throughout the nation, they have to hire additional staffing in order to help with those acquisitions and dispositions that they're doing.
because there's no
on a
consistency,
routinely
right? So
basis.
you supply the consistency, and you want somebody to come to
Yeah.
you, so it's consistent across the board.
Right.
It-
They get used to working with Lori. Lori gets used to Lori's team, and Lori gets used to
Lori,
working
what's
with
Lori's
them.
last name?
Pacheco.
Pacheco.
In Irvine, California. And they get used to working with her. Everybody has a way that they work, and it makes things so much more concise
Right.
and just easier when you can access all of your files in one click of a button. When just a whole bunch of things like that.
Right.
it just makes sense to have a national solution out there for investors that are purchasing in multi-states.
Right.
And even investors.
No,
that
we can
really-
handle their title if they buy a couple houses here and a couple houses in Nevada, a couple houses in Utah. You do all that? You take care of that?
Farrah, who just called in, we handled one of his most recent escrows in Ohio. He
Uh-huh.
couldn't
Oh,
get it-
nice.
He couldn't get it closed with one of the agencies because the
So he doesn't have to
agency-
dial for dollars and find somebody in Ohio that he doesn't have a relationship with and
Right.
just hope that person's good. He's got
Right.
you.
Right. And the title company that he had used there was an agency, and it had been shut down by the feds. So when you
not that
sit
all
there-
agencies are bad,
not
but
that all
he
agencies are
made a
bad.
point. Right.
But we've had in the heyday here in Arizona alone, we had over 200 title companies.
Right,
And now I
right.
think we're down to like 80 in the 80s.
Right,
There's
right.
not that means 120 companies closed down.
Right.
And if you have a question for one of them about your title, you might not get an answer. And that's happened all throughout the nation.
Right.
Title companies have definitely, a lot of them have closed.
Right.
So working with a huge underwriter like we are, there's only 3 in the country that are left, to my knowledge. Hate to step on someone's toes if there's another underwriter out there, but I believe there's only 3 of us, and so
Brand B, Brand C, we're Brand A.
us. Yeah,
that's right.
and First American.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, that's all good stuff. We just got a couple minutes here. I kind of want to talk about the auction piece. Is that? Yeah. There's been some shows out there showing guys going to the auctions and buying stuff. Yeah. Is that still part of your investment thing? Do you work with guys that stand out there and they're asking you for information on these properties, whether there's liens or judgments against these properties?
Absolutely.
Do you take care of that too?
Absolutely. Yeah, we our national property research team can help you no matter what state you're purchasing in, whether it be something that you need property research on in Florida. Florida's a hot spot right now. Georgia's a hot spot.
Right.
Chicago's
good
coming
bargains.
up.
Yeah.
North Carolina. We've got New Jersey coming up.
Right. So the auction's at 9:00 in the morning and 8:00 at night. I find, or 5:00 the day before, I find these 5 houses I want to buy.
Yeah.
I can call and get information on those properties before the auction.
Right. You just send it directly over to our property research team, and they will pull it for you and get it to you before the auction. All research. They'll let you know how many liens are on the property, and if that mortgage appears as if it's in first position.
Sure.
So if there's a question about it, the great thing about my property research department is that we have 8 property research people within the department. They're all ex-escrow officers, and one's a title examiner.
Wow, so these aren't just admin people trying to... So we had a couple calls here, and Joe wants to jump in here for a quick second.
Several people saying that they're going to get in touch with you. A couple saying you look great. Most of them saying...
Because she's sitting next to
most
me.
of them saying, is she really single? Tom.
She is. That's what she says she is. When she took her ring off, she said, now I'm single.
The tan lines, those
That's
are
right.
just, right.
That's right.
Those are planned. But Perry from Desert Mountain Estates, wherever that may be, locally I'm sure, said he used First America and had the best experiences ever, and he will be calling Tom Diller. He'll be calling you soon because he's going to be buying a home and closing it in Troon.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I love Troon. I love
Troon.
I love that whole area over there. So, Perry, thank you so much. Again, thank you for listening. We love the phone calls. And we love the great testimonials.
I can't tell you how many people have called. Almost every single person said, when are we going to be talking about the raffles and the
we have a big raffle. We're going to be talking about a big raffle, about a $225,000 house, a Toyota Camry, $10,000 in cash.
A trip to Bermuda with Tom, I thought.
20 some odd prizes. Is that the grand prize or the booby prize? I don't know.
It could be the booby prize.
I don't know.
Tom.
Well, let's hope so.
It's up to you.
We'll see. But no, gosh,
Terrible
TVs,
guy.
tablet computers, PSP games,
Really?
smartphones. $10,000
Wow.
in cash. So we have a couple gentlemen right behind me that are just really wanting to get on air.
They've
and talk
got the
about
home
all
out
this.
there on a flatbed. It's incredible.
It's on wheels right now, but they will take the wheels off of the property.
Yes.
It will not have wheels when you get it.
Seriously, though, I'm really looking forward to giving that away. I can't wait to hear who
Beautiful
wins it.
house in Verrado.
What a great opportunity. Where is Verrado?
Verrado is the gateway to Quartzsite.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's just outside of Burbank.
Buckeye?
No, it's outside of Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Actually, it's a beautiful community, kind of a self-contained community. It's got like the little main
the
street.
one with the big, beautiful new waterfalls and stuff. I know which one you're talking about.
It's actually very nice. It's kind of out there, but probably in 10 years, it's probably all be connected to Phoenix. It's gonna be
That's
like
the one where all the
row of
movie stars
houses.
are moving into now, right?
Yeah, it's in between
it?
Palm Desert and Buckeye.
That's
Palm
right.
Desert.
They've got that
Palm Desert.
They've got that place that
Nice.
makes the good milkshakes there. I know what you're
Absolutely.
talking about now.
It's really a cute little area. I love it when I go out there.
Well, it's just about 5:30 now, so we want to thank everybody who's listening, and please stay tuned. We're gonna
Do we want to go to a break?
We're going to go to a little bit of break here, and so you can listen to some of our sponsors. But again, you're listening to KQCK Live, and this is In the Know with Tom Diller, and I just happen to be Tom Diller, so that's kind of cool. And then we have Christina Robinson from First
And let's
American.
get her information out there one more
Yeah.
time if we could.
My number is 602-206-6550, and my email address, clrobinson@firstam.com.
All right, thank you, everybody. We'll be back in about 90 seconds. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Are you having plumbing or septic problems? No worries. Call Cartwright's Queen Creek Plumbing and Septic Service. Been in the Valley since 1996. Family owned and operated. Proudly serving East Valley and surrounding areas. With a full range of services from drain cleaning, septic tank pumping, general maintenance and repairs, inspections for the sale of your home. They provide excellent and courteous service for all your plumbing and septic needs. We're not satisfied till you are satisfied. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Call today. Cartwright's Queen Creek Plumbing and Septic Service. Contact Denise at 480-987-8051. That's 480-987-8051. Are you ready to start taking control of your future and maximize your earning potential? Central Arizona College has smaller class sizes and personalized attention to help you compete in today's tough job market. CAC now serves Santan Valley and Queen Creek. The CAC Santan Center is located in the shops at Copper Basin on Hunt Highway, behind Barrow's Pizza. Stop in and see how taking classes at CAC costs a fraction of a state university, and your credits can transfer. So, if you want to earn real money, you need to learn real skills at Central Arizona College. Enroll in classes today by calling 480-677-7825 or visit www.centralaz.edu or call 480-677-7825 or visit www.centralaz.edu. Central Arizona College, your way.
Bocce Italian Bistro of Arizona is the best-kept secret this side of Italy, located in southeast Mesa between Hawes and Ellsworth Road on Germain. For authentic family-cooked Italian cuisine, come and savor delicious dishes made from the freshest ingredients. We promise to deliver a true Italian family dining experience. Open for lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. with all new $3.95 lunch specials, including our world-famous meatball and sausage sandwiches. Or indulge in one of our Frank the Godfather special sandwiches today. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come and experience true Italian perfection, Bocce's Italian Bistro. Visit the website bocceitalianbistro.com. That's BACIITALIANBISTRO.com. Located at 8830 East Germain Road in Mesa. You deserve the best. Got pain? Call Dr. Wayne. Chiropractic care may be your answer. Queen Creek Back Care. Located in Queen Creek on 20231 East Ocotillo Road on the backside of True Value Hardware Store. Safe, effective treatment with chiropractic and same-day appointments to speed your healing. With more than a decade of experience and hundreds of satisfied patients, Dr. Wayne Christensen will provide you the pain relief you've been searching for. Dr. Wayne is fully qualified to treat the entire family, even children. Call for an appointment today. 480-677-3900. That's 480-677-3900.
Welcome to the internet, my friend. How can I help you?
We're online.
All systems go.
And in your face.
Welcome back to KQCK Live in beautiful Santan Valley. I've got my wonderful guest here who happens to be my desk. You're not really my desk mate. You're my cubicle mate, my across the hall mate.
Yeah, across the hall mate.
If you were from Australia, you would just be a mate.
She writes little notes that say soulmate. I just
wow,
throw,
soulmate. That's getting heavy.
I don't know. I just say we're office mates.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. But you sit across from me, and we've been sitting there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I really didn't know what you're doing. So I'm glad you're here tonight, so I can learn too. What you're doing is just a wonderful service. I mean, some of these investors that kind of had to go through the yellow pages or look on the internet to find service providers in other areas, maybe even in Arizona. Maybe they have contacts in Phoenix, but no contacts in Yavapai County, or what county are we in? Pima County or whatever. Right. So they can just go to you directly, and you can handle all their transactions no matter where they go. So if today Buckeye's hot tomorrow, Palm Springs is hot, you'll still be their contact, right?
Right, and the nice thing about it is a lot of people today, especially investors, they don't want to leave their home once they purchase a house just to run down to title to drop off a check or to do something like that. And the nice thing with the way things are done, essentially today, it's all done via internet anyway, and fax and scans. And if there is something that physically needs to be signed by the seller or the buyer, we send out FedEx packages all over the nation to accommodate those people. And we can also do, we also can send out a signer. If someone, for the notary to go out to somebody's house to sign paperwork, or they go to their office or a local.
So you're totally accommodating to these investors. I mean, not that we're not accommodating to realtors and lenders, because we are, and that's why we're one of the largest or the largest in Arizona. But the investors, they need that little extra. They need a Christina.
Yes, investors actually do need a Christina.
That was on your resume. I saw that.
Yeah.
This is why you should hire Christina, because investors need a Christina.
Investors actually need to know how we can streamline their business and get them a higher return on their investment.
Right.
So my goal is to increase the ROI for investors.
Right.
And it's just, I look at investors, and I explain this, and I think I explained it to you. Investors are like a big, huge puzzle. That you've got people connected in the corners, and you've got maybe some of the side pieces connected, but then you have all these loose pieces in the middle. You've got people that have stuff that want to get rid of it, and you have people that want stuff that are looking for it, and they don't know how to find it.
Right.
So my overall segue is for people to, no matter what it is, call me and tell me what your need is. Tell me what you have that you want to sell. And I try to find somebody that I can put with you.
Christina, the facilitator and the aggregator.
Yeah, just it's like building a bridge amongst people that have no place to go and
the
don't
bridge
know
builder.
what it is. The bridge builder. I'm the bridge builder.
You know what?
Girl. She
you
can
know
do
what?
It all.
Tom may be expecting some photos tonight from Crystal out of Burbank. She said she absolutely loves Tom, and I said, "Well, just send him some photos." And she said, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Right? He's on
Crystal,
Facebook.
I love you too.
You
Thank you.
I see Tom starting to get a little sweaty there.
To my private account, please.
I think she's taking them right now,
Nice.
the pictures.
I love it.
Absolutely. But, I'm going to... Why don't we throw out the phone number one more time?
480-745-1033. And just so you know, we've got in about 5-10 minutes, we've got the guys coming out to talk to you about homes that we're going to be doing giveaways. Homes, cars,
a $225,000 house.
All kinds of stuff.
$225,000 in Verado. Yep.
Right. And for those of you calling in wanting to know about the Yo Factor, that's right, the Yo Factor. We are going to be talking about healthcare reform. No, not the boring crap healthcare reform. The real stuff that you need to know about. That's the stuff we talk about here. And the guest that we've got coming on, you guys, I know, I can't tell you. You're not going to believe
It's
this.
secret. That's
it's
right.
very secret, so just stay tuned.
I can tell you she smells good, so... Oh, wait.
That's me, Tom.
She's back in the room. Anyways, since I know your boss is listening... Is your boss listening?
I don't know.
He should be.
Scott, are you listening out there?
Because people love you out there.
Yes, Scott, can we have you call in?
Let's talk a little bit more about what you do before we bring the gentlemen on that are going to talk about the house they're raffling off and the donations and the good work they do for the community. Right. So investors, let's talk a little bit more about who you're looking for. So if you're out there and you have a little bit of money to invest, perhaps you're a realtor that knows investors or a lender that deals with investors, talk a little bit about more that some of the people that you're dealing with. You mentioned hedge funds. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they were investors, but talk a little bit about more of the corporate stuff that you deal with.
Some of the corporate stuff is, there's a couple of the large investors are actually, they're called hedge funds. And those are people that are out there just trying to assemble large blocks of property, such as anywhere from 1,000 homes to 10,000 homes. And what they're doing is that they're taking these investments, then they're taking them public, and they're creating these things called real estate REITs. And it's a big play on the stock market, and they're going to be increasing. And as these REITs that have always been around but are getting bigger, such as BlackRock and BlackRock, Blackstone, those are probably two of the biggest ones. BlackRock is. They're taking it, and they're taking it public. So, and it's already public. BlackRock, for example, I think that they finally hit. I hate to put out a number because I really can't recall, but I think they're up to like 50 I don't know, $1 billion in assets. I mean, they've been around for a long time. It's crazy the amount.
So how does this help the general public? Is this good for the public? Are they once again, they're coming in, they're rehabbing these properties and beautifying the neighborhoods. Yeah. And do they do this, the REITs, for the purpose of holding these properties and renting them, or do they immediately turn around and sell these for a profit?
No, they're all holding them right now. And it's really a nice thing that they're actually have come into the market, just due to the fact, as I said before, so many people have to repair their credit right now.
Right.
And
they've been displaced, right?
They've been displaced. And with being displaced, our faith within purchasing new property isn't completely there yet.
Right.
It's not the fact that it's not a good time to buy, because it's absolutely a good time to buy. You can't find a better time in America to purchase property right now because of the low rates that we have.
Right.
And we have the lowest interest rates ever in our country.
And it's funny because you just confirmed something I said probably 3 or 4 months ago, that investors are good things in the community when these kinds of things happens after a major downfall in the economy. Because they actually help more people than they hurt.
Right.
By far. And people are like, no, you don't want investors. They're pushing out the home buyers. There's less and less pool of home buyers. There's more folks that want to wait it out. They may never buy, which is okay. But a lot of them are just going to wait the year or two after the bankruptcy or foreclosure or short sale, and they want to buy again. So this is actually a good holding pattern for them to be in.
Well, it is, Tom, and the reason why mainly is that we're going to have an increase of 80 million people coming into this marketplace that are going to be new home buyers, or going to be in the next 20 years.
Right.
So over the next 10 years, as these homes start to leak back out onto the market, there's a need for these homes.
Right.
There's a reason why our home builders are re-engaging here in the Southwest region.
So otherwise, some of these homes may have sat vacant for a year or two and gotten worse and worse and more dilapidated, weeds growing 5-6 feet tall, whatever, like Joe's backyard.
You know what?
You do that. You do that for the goats, so the goats have dinner.
For the goats,
right? Absolutely.
I remember just my street
Thanks,
alone.
Tom.
My street alone, probably there's only 2 homes that weren't turned over on my street. And I live in a really nice community, and every single house went up to foreclosure or for sale or for short sale.
Right.
And now people are renting those homes, and it's the same people. Nobody's changed in my community. We're all the same people. We're just renting now.
Right.
And most people are, as I said, going through credit repair. And if you go on to, there's different websites or whatever, but, as I said, my friend owns that company, Build Perfect Credit. It's amazing what they can do to help.
We've had credit folks on here, Dawn from Go Clean Credit, and she gets probably 20, 30 calls, and calls like for weeks after the show.
For weeks.
People calling in, asking for her. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a very needed, I think, part of the industry that people overlook, or it had a bad name or bad, association was kind of bad about credit repair.
It really was.
Way back when, but now there's a lot more rules and regulations, and they do their job. So
yeah.
But anyways, we're going to bring these gentlemen on to talk about the house we've been talking about, and the cars and the phones and the TVs and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have you slide over just a little bit, and I'm going to slide over a little bit. And Armando and Julian, why don't we have you come over here and jump on some mics and some headphones, and we're going to start talking about the
That's
the
why
home
I
in
asked you if
Dorado.
we needed 5 chairs.
I can't count, so
see
we
that?
do need another chair.
See how you are?
So
I'll just stand.
you want to stand?
No, not really. Just don't worry about it.
No.
Actually, you can come sit by me. I'll get you a chair.
Okay.
That's how Joe gets.
See that? We
grows on
lost
his
that
lap.
call. I
Yeah,
missed that call.
Absolutely.
I'm going to turn the phones off for just a second while I accommodate
Armando,
you.
we're going to have you sit on the end over there. Why don't you jump over there, and we'll get you situated. And we're going to put Christina right over here. I'm going to keep talking. So, Armando, why don't you slap on those headphones, and we'll get you going right now. Armando, no, the headphones on the end right there. Nunez from West USA. You told me that you work with a gentleman that I think is one of the most stellar realtors in the world. We started talking about him earlier. Why don't you pull your mic down just a tad there, bring it real close to your face, and say hello to everybody.
Yes, hello. And you know what? First of all, I want to thank you,
you're
Tom
welcome.
and Joe, for having us here
You're quite welcome.
and letting your listeners hear our message here.
Yeah. No, it was such a good message. One of our sales reps from First American Title, forgot your sales rep's name. We have so many of them, and they're all great.
Well,
yeah, the newest one. Who's the newest one?
I think
Was it Antonio?
Alicia.
Yeah,
I think it's
Alicia Olson,
Yes.
who's just outstanding. So, Alicia, if you're listening, she's one of our great West Side account managers that just does a wonderful job for the company. And Julian, thank you. Why don't you scoot up just a little more over here, and we'll get you in. But so you guys just have an awesome gig going here. I want to be you guys. You guys are like a couple of rock stars when it comes to, what do you guys do for a living? Oh, we give away houses. How cool is that?
I know, that's good.
Can't get any cooler than that. The Great American Home Raffle. which I found about a month ago. We've been trying to get you on here, and we finally did. So thank you for your patience. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you're doing, a little bit about your backgrounds. I know you're both realtors, or at least you're a realtor.
Yeah. Well, I've been a real estate agent since 2001.
Uh-huh.
Actually, September 11th, when the towers came down, that was my first day at the office.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was something. Show up, everybody's crying.
Yeah. They thought it was you.
Yeah,
you thought it was you.
It's
me.
Like,
what did I do wrong?
But so I've been doing real estate since then. Pretty much that's all I've been doing. Julian was also a real estate agent, and he took some time off to work on this nonprofit that we started back in 2005. But through different programs, we are here today with this Great American Home Raffle, which is, you're right. What do? Well, we give houses away and cars away and cash away and some TVs, and this is great.
Nice. And the good thing is the money, it's $100 a ticket, and I don't want to steal your thunder here, but the money goes to charity after the fact. So let's talk about the charity in just a second. Mm-hmm. We've been teasing everybody about the house. This isn't really a good picture about the house itself, but the house is in Verrado. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom plus den. See, I've got a little bit of a memory there. Mm-hmm. 2,100 square feet. Mm-hmm. About $225,000, brand spanking new. I mean, do you guys live in there right now, or is it empty?
No. Is there?
No, there's no raves going on at night or anything. It's just brand new, clean.
Brand new.
Outstanding. So for $100, and you're selling how many tickets?
We have a total of 10,000 tickets.
Only 10,000. So you have to get to the 10,000 before the raffle actually, before it ends. So there's really no date that somebody has to listen to have their name pulled out of the hat.
Correct. No.
So let's talk a little bit more about that, kind of the process and procedure here. Because this is, when I hear somebody say $225,000 house for the possibility of $100, kind of cool. So again, I want to be you guys. So tell us a little bit about what they need to do and where they get the tickets.
Okay. Well, we have if they want to buy a ticket, they can go to the website, which is www.gar, which is GAR501.com.
Right.
And they can go into the website. They can see it in English, or they need to see it in Spanish. They have a button they click in, and everything turns into Spanish.
Right.
$100 a ticket. You buy it there. We have to mail you the actual ticket. So it's pretty simple.
Right. So there's not just a house. There's a couple cars. We're talking brand new Toyota Camrys, a ton of TVs, cash, all sorts of things. So it's like how many 20 some odd prizes. So it's not just one house.
But you know what? When we were gonna do this show here, we got approved for a second car.
Because of me?
Yes, because of you.
So if somebody wins that, they're going to have to drive me around for a month. I mean, that's part of the bargain here. So whoever wins that car has to drive me around for a month. Is that cool? So when you buy the ticket, think about me. So
let them know about.
Well, I'm Julian Carrera. I'm president of Great American Resources, and I've been around. I've done some real estate roughly for about 8 years. Something happened, and I questioned myself, do you really want to change your real estate career to go and do charity? Well, to be honest with you, it took me 6 months to decide, and the answer was still the same. So I said, I have to do this. What we do is basically we promote community goodwill and leadership. I believe that leadership is something that needs to be at least tossed around on conversation. Friends, do you know anything about leadership or what that is or whatever have you? So we have created some programs, and the raffle itself is very important. Like Armando was saying, it's very exciting. But what it does, on top of being a raffle that has got great prizes, it gives life to the programs. We do not take any federal or state assistance, no money. So we decided that, hey, if we're gonna be able to or want to help people, we need to have some money.
Right.
So the raffle itself is an annual raffle, and this is the first year. And we decided, well, let's make it good. And then somehow I told Armando, do what you have to do. I'm going to leave you alone. Use your creativity. So he came out with, guess what? We're on the radio. What? I said, look, you're going a little fast.
Armando knows people. He knows people who knows people who knows somebody who knows that Tom Diller guy. Who
surprised me a little bit. So I'm like, okay, so let me shoot this a little bit. What can I say to you to actually kind of come up myself, because this is good. You're not supposed to do that good.
And did he say it's radio and TV?
I'm the president. Now you passing me here, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna give another car away.
Nice.
So that's how the second car came about.
Excellent. And you know what? When I win that, I'm gonna give away one of my cars to them.
Wow.
So if anybody out there wants a 1978 Pinto,
and it's got 900,000 miles
on the second engine.
Yeah,
exactly.
On a serious note, though, can you give out your information one more time, the contact website and whatnot? Somebody called in for that. And Tom, I apologize, I forgot to put the chat on, but people have called me yelling at me to let me know that I suck. So there you go. Sorry, everyone.
Our website address is www.gar501.com.
So GAR stands for Great
American Resources. We didn't want to have the longest website address, so we kind of
and 501 is your status.
Exactly.
.gar.
The nonprofit status.
www.gar501. So Great American Resources. Yeah.
And I think we have some pretty good programs. I'll let you know a little bit.
So you talked about you did this for charity. So who exactly are you out there to help? So some of the folks that may be out there that are in need, or are you out there a certain group of people?
Sure.
Do you have like one focus that you're dealing with?
We have, when we created Great American Resources, we didn't really want to lock ourselves into any particular subject, so we called it resources. Okay, you have a situation, you need some help, nobody knows you or wants you when that happens, so we're saying we are here. We done real estate, we listen to a lot of people, their complaints, their situations as we're trying to sell a house, and we learned that the community needs some help. So we decided with the Great American Resources nonprofit to go ahead and try to help the elder, the needy, and the homeless. How we do that? We have a couple of ways to do that. If it's the elder, well, what is that they need? Sometimes the city calls, your property looks kind of rough, you need to clean it up. She comes out or he comes out, and it's like, well, it's not like I can move really good, I can't do it. We come in, we help him clean it up. We might just go ahead and paint that.
So you're already doing this now. You're not waiting for the raffle to end. This is something that's already going. And
actually, that was something that I told Armando that we need to emphasize. The raffle itself gives life to these programs. They are in place, and someone said, "Well, just like you said, are you actually doing it now?" And I believe that the answer is, I think we started doing it since we founded this thing. As soon as the idea was conceived, that we started doing this. So what is that people want to hear? I don't know, but that is my answer. And the answer is that, yeah and no, but to me, the minute that I decided that I needed to do this, it was the day that I started doing it.
And you're sticking to it.
And I'm sticking to it. Exactly.
So you're a couple of great guys that are out there to help the elderly and the homeless folks.
The needy is like Armando said, well, because I was the one that, was coming out with a couple of these programs. And when I did or I chose who was going to be able to help, we looked at it and we said, needy, what do you mean?
Right.
Well, there's situations sometimes, bad timing. The accident happened right where you were in between the insurance policies. No insurance. Woman screaming is bad.
Women screaming.
We're here. Well,
it's Joe's house on a Friday night.
Whenever I hear a woman screaming, I show up. I'll be there. So we decided that will be. And the homeless, well, I talked to so many of them that, to be honest with you, some of them like being out there. They do. And I say, well, what does that give you? Some of them say it's freedom. But I tell you what, some of them do not want to be there.
Right.
And it's very tough, and they tell you what happened, how they ended up there. Some of these people are great people, doing some great things, but something happened, they couldn't hold it, so they go down. And so we decided to, hey, if it's cold, bring something warm for them. If they're thirsty, let's get some purified water. I don't know if people drink faucet water or any tap water, but we try to bring the bottled water. We do the shoes, or we like to do the shoes. Maybe I hook up with Nike, Reebok. I don't know. I give them a call. I tell them what I'm doing. If they
that's a $1 million question. Let me ask that. How did you get all these things donated to you?
all
the cars, the TVs.
You know, I have made some calls, and while I was trying to decide, do I do this or not, I call Philip Morris, you know, the makers of Marlboro Lights. I call American Express. I call Budweiser, Hensley. And they were very receptive. And so that encouraged me. Actually, American Express said, you know what, we need someone like you that knows the communities more deeper into the community.
Right.
We need you. So set it up, and then give us a call, show us what you're doing, and we'd love to help you. So it was a lot of encouragement when I started doing it. And the more that as I went forward, I realized that it was a lot to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big business that you're running, basically. I mean, this is a huge business.
It's a huge thing. So, but we're promoting leadership.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not really waiting to copy anybody to do this. I'm saying, look, it may not be the perfect way, but we're going to show others what someone can do. And if they meet us, they're going to know we're not the strongest. We're not the best looking. That could be argued, but you know, I don't know. You know, you know, we're having fun as we go. You know, learning new stuff. You know, we pick it up as we go, just like a train. You know, you pick up the water as it go past the big tank, and you know, God is in my view is there to help us out. So that is a little bit of the background where that's coming. And just the belief that we can do this, that's the main thing.
Well, this is all good stuff. Like I said, you guys are rock stars for doing this. Let's throw out your website one more time, which is www.gar501.com.
Correct.
On there, you can find all the rules, the regulations, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
They can purchase how many raffle tickets? As many as they want. So it's $100 a piece. Mm-hmm. And the raffle happens once you've sold 10,000. So it doesn't happen. So what if you sell 9,000? What happens?
They keep selling.
We wait
more.
for the other 1,000 to be sold.
So it's not just going to stop. It's going to keep going until you hit your 10,000. So outstanding. So you know, we only have a couple minutes here, and the time goes by so fast.
Correct.
So you know, we talked about this the whole night. Go right ahead.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't finish saying, but the second additional car, when we did it as a promotion for this show here, that with the first 1,000 tickets. Somebody in those first 1,000 tickets will take that
extra car.
car.
So it's like an early bird special.
Yeah,
so if you're listening in tonight,
first 1,000 is the car, the Scion XD is not even on the original prices.
That's awesome.
The first 1,000 that say, look, it sounds good. I think I want to help out. And this is the thing. A lot of people don't have the time to go and do something good because they're too busy. The kids are screaming. They're getting ready to go to school, whatever. Traffic is bad, whatever. They just don't have time to do what I'm doing. And I decided to basically say, look, if you can't do it, just all help me out. I'll do it. You know, I'll throw away my real estate career. Not concentrate on this.
So you know what the real question is, though? Does that first car come with a free year subscription of In the Know with Tom Diller on the radio?
I'm going to give one of those away.
Absolutely.
One free subscription with the winner of the car. Plus, you have to drive me around for a year, too.
Well, of course.
Or did I say 6 months? A year.
I think it's a year.
That's even better.
You know, we do have a special ending to today's show that, I mean, of course it had to happen. It's your number one fan. It's her birthday today.
Oh, outstanding.
It is Angela's birthday today.
It is Angela's birthday
And you know what? For Angela, for her birthday, I want you all to sing along here because that's what's going to happen right now. Angela, this is for you. We love you here at KQCK.
Happy birthday to you.
We got it. Wait a minute.
Cha-cha-cha.
Let's go with it here.
Okay.
I thought I was queued up. Hold on. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Angela.
Happy birthday to you. From good friends and true. From old friends and you.
I pulled up this version at random. All right, right on. Happy birthday there, Angela.
To Angela Monty with Toma Partners, one of our favorite customers. So I want to thank you two for coming. You know, the show will be on on a link in a couple hours. So I'll make sure to get that to you. You guys can put that out there to customers. We'll try to have you back on again in the next several weeks. Certainly, I'll talk about it in the next couple shows. Christina Robinson, thank you for driving all the way out from Scottsdale. Actually, you live out here somewhere, don't you? You live close,
here,
so
yes.
You're Joe's neighbor, right?
I am on the dirt road out here. Just
Absolutely.
Nice.
She lives in the trailer 2 doors over.
Right. She's the one with the really nice edible plants and stuff in the backyard.
That's right. With only 10 tires in front of her house instead of 15.
With the almond trees all lined up in a row.
That's right.
It's easy to miss, but
and the
you gotta look close.
flamingos, the little pink flamingos in her
And
yard.
you know why they're pink? Because she feeds them krill.
That's right, she does.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for listening. Why don't you throw out your contact information one more time?
One more time. My number is area code 602-206-6550, and the email address is clrobinson@firstam.com.
Excellent. You want to throw out your contact information?
Yes, our website is www.gar501.com.
Excellent. And everybody's been listening to In the Know with Tom Diller at KQCK Live in beautiful Santan Valley, and I'm with First American Title. So is Christina, my hallmate, office mate, soulmate. Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you all so much for listening. We do appreciate you, and we do love every one of you. So thank you so much. And Joe, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And we have the O spot coming. No.
Yeah, the O spot is. Shut up, Tom. The O spot. The O factor.
I need to write it down.
The O Factor, the erotic show for organizers, is up next.
Yes. So
6:15. Stay tuned.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
All right. You've been listening to In the Know.
Thanks for joining us today on In the Know with Tom Diller. We will always continue to strive to bring you the best in guests and to keep you informed on every facet of Arizona's volatile real estate market. Remember to tune in each and every week at 5 p.m. Arizona time exclusively on KQCK radio station. When it comes to real estate and more, be in the know.